Let me crystallize this for you.
Gotcha.
We sitting in here. I will tell you to your face in front of the cameras, I will be rooting for you. I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
You fail, I'm gonna be in your ass. Without question. I want you to understand why. Because the world that we live in, then this part has always been the case. The only agenda that and this word agenda is applicable. The only agenda that I have ever had in doing my business is making sure that I pushed everybody in our society as close to a meritocracy as possible. Because politically, we've always been held back.
Yeah.
We've been marginalized, we've been pigeonholed. They've tried to deny greatness on many occasions in the past and all of this other stuff, right? And so my point was, the more I focus on merit and what you've earned, the more I can make noise when something other than merit influence the proceedings. If I let you get a pass because somebody white, Hispanic, or whatever is better than you, but I'm trying to cover for you, I dilute and compromise what I'm doing, and I can't help the collective whole.
Yeah.
So if I sit up there and look at Kemp, and then not only that, it's about a meritocracy in this regard. I measure you on what they say your abilities are and what the expectation is. If you a 5th round pick, we hope you gonna do well. But if you a top 10 pick, we expect it.
Yeah.
And based on those expectations, making sure that the meritocracy of it all is consistent, I judge you the way I would judge a top 10 pick if you're a top 10 pick.
Gotcha.
I judge you the way, or if you build a resume for yourself, okay, now this resume is this. So it says he should be able to do that. Why you think we on Lamar Jackson? We ain't on Lamar Jackson because he ain't great. We ain't on Lamar Jackson because that brother ain't all world. We're on Lamar Jackson because you're about to be a 3-time MVP.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, there is no one that won 2 MVPs that never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You about to get 3 and you ain't even been to one yet. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Now he's right when he says it's a collective effort. It ain't one man, but you Lamar. And when you go to the negotiating table, you don't say collective effort.
Yeah.
You say me. This is what I'm worth.
Yeah.
So a guy in my position takes all of that into consideration. And what I try to do, and what I explained to him when we finally ran up at his cigar spot. I rolled up in there.
Fellowship,
you know what I'm saying?
ATL,
And I was like, yo, I know you're great. What I'm saying is your greatness demanded this. That's the standard I'm going to hold you to. Not rooting against you. I'm literally illuminating for you what the world is saying, even if they don't admit it to you. Because there's a whole bunch of behind the back talk that goes on with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that'll bring it to light. I ain't gonna dime out who said it, but I'm gonna give you the narrative because I've been in a newsroom for 30 years. In newspaper, in radio, in television. I know this shit.
Yeah.
I know this business. So I know what they saying about you. I know what they gonna say about you. I mean, I can't even tell y'all how many times I told a player, look, man, come here, man. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. This gonna be the narrative in a week. You don't do this shit, it's gonna be this in a month.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. I know.
well,
Now
tell
you
me
gonna listen?
Yeah.
You gonna listen?
Pull me
Or
to
you
the
not?
side after
Listen,
this.
they tried to get into your personal shit. That's none of nobody's business. You don't ever have to answer your personal business. You understand? As long as you ain't in the police blotters, you good. Just remember that.
Nice.
However, your gain, its elevation dilutes the interest in the personal. The respect that comes from your greatness, they saying he doing his job.
No, but even
But when you
to-
don't do your job,
But
Yeah.
even
It's
to
harder.
that point, this episode of 4th and 1 is brought to you by Row. Confidence is everything. Women can sense it, and trust me, they love it. But if you're in your head worried about performance, that swag, unfortunately, gentlemen, it's gone. Row Sparks keeps you ready. When the moment hits, you can step up like a superhero and handle your business. No doubt, just confidence.
Fellas, Rose Sparks gets you ready fast, dissolving under your tongue and working in 15 minutes on average. No waiting, no missing the moment, plus it stays active up to 36 hours.
So when the mood hits, you could go back to back to back, round after round after round. Row connects guys with medical provider 100% online. So there's no awkward conversation with in-person providers. Go to row.com/sparks to see if you qualify. If prescribed, new sexual health patients gets $15 off Sparks on reoccurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/fourth to find out if prescriptions Ro Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/fourth for $15 off your first order. If approved, treatment ships directly to their door. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, and or manufacturing review. For full safety information, go to ro.co/safety info. That's how Clorox clean this dude has been.
Right.
Because they can't go, for me, and remember,
right.
when I was in college, they put an NCAA infraction.
Yeah.
No, he can't be this good.
Right.
Man, he took money. I know he took money. Scam Newton.
Right.
For Travis, they done looked over this. And man, there's something about this dude that we gotta find something. And it's nothing. So if it's not nothing, we're gonna go to the closest thing. Right. And that's where you have to armor yourself and make everybody understand, like, yo, it's different now. It's different now. Because the stakes are higher. People got way more time.
Right.
I want to ask you this question. Sure. Because even when I came into the league, the dynamic has changed. Here's a person, why a lot of people have so much to say is because he's made himself accessible and modernized himself. Like I say, he has Twitch, he's played video games, he's open about fishing, he has a YouTube channel, he has a podcast. All these, you never knew that much about primetime. You never knew that much about Bo Jackson. You never knew that much about Kobe, even really LeBron.
That's right.
This is a person who is the Gen Z's model for like success. Everybody wants to, have
be
a
like
film
Travis.
crew, right?
Right.
What advice would you give him to controlling that narrative in this modern wave of sports?
Continue to be yourself, because trying to be something that you're not is not sustainable. Eventually, the real you will get exposed.
Yeah.
So if you are yourself, you ain't lie to nobody about it.
Yes, sir.
And that helps you. That's number one. Number two, locate people you can trust. Contemporaries, cats like him. He's forgot more football than I know. I'm a reporter. You understand?
Yes, sir.
He knows the game. So I'm debating the game with him, but it's only from the lens of a reporter covering the game, but deferential to him because I know he played it. Any player, any reporter that never played, that thinks he knows more than the player, ignore his ass, because your arrogance is getting in the way. So you got to know who to ignore and who to listen to. It could be people like him, but here's the advantage that you have that you don't realize. When because so many players now have platforms, you have one of your own you can communicate with. But most importantly, those cats who have their own platform know who in the business they can reach out to. So not only will they impart words of wisdom on you, they'll tell you who you can go to have an authentic conversation. You should be able to go to somebody and have an off-the-record conversation and say, yo, I'm going through this. I don't need anybody to know. I just want your advice. How could you help me out here? And that person, if he got any kind of soul, should be able to honor that. And if they don't honor it, you don't want to fuck with them. So you got to think about stuff like that.
That's real.
All of these things play a role, but your access, your ability to articulate yourself, the platforms that you utilize, the people that you know that have those kind of platforms, you have access not just to information, but to support. So when you know you have that, utilize it.
Gotcha.
It's yours. It's like family members and friends. You got to click cats that's gonna watch your back, that's gonna ride with you no matter what. That don't mean they ain't gonna tell you you wrong, but they got you. They got your back. And when you have that, you're winning. Where you're losing is if you get ultra sensitive and even the people you love and trust can't tell you nothing because you don't want to listen. Now that's foolish, because if you love and trust them, you're supposed to listen to them.